What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Honest Tattooer Podcast. My name is Jon Mesa. I'm joined by Matt Truiano.
Yay, how you doing?
G Money.
What's good?
And a very special guest. But before we get there, we want to thank all of our sponsors, Tattoo Smart, Tattoo Pro, and Steadfast Tattoo Supplies. So, without further ado, welcome Alena to the podcast.
Hello.
Yay.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm pretty good. So, for those that don't know, you let them know your full name, where you're from, how long you've been tattooing, and what kind of tattoos you like to do.
My name is Alena Wedderburn. I'm from Russia, Republic of Sakha-Yakutia, a little village called Kapteni.
Mm-hmm.
I've been tattooing for, it's going to be 11 years this summer. I do black and gray realism, small, big, you name it.
Cool.
And you do it very well.
Oh, thank you.
Really good. So, where did you start tattooing?
So I was in art school, and I started tattooing in my dorm room.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is back in Russia?
No, it was in Czech Republic.
In Czech Republic.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Can I ask a question? What are the laws and regulations like there if you get caught tattooing in your dorm room? Let alone from like the college, like from like if there's like a health department or any kind of legal, is there anything?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
That's a perfect answer.
You're in art school in the Czech Republic, and how did you land a tattoo machine in your hands?
So, as you know, art supplies are really expensive. And my mom being back in Russia, she was a single mom. So she was providing for me, my sister, and my brother on her teacher salary. So sending money in currency in Europe, it wasn't enough for me.
Yeah.
So I had to pay for my dorm. Art supplies were really expensive. So I had to figure out the way
That was the hustle.
to make money.
Tattoo
Yeah.
the hustle. What kind of tattoo machine did you start off with?
So I decided, I don't think they had Amazon there. So I found a tattoo supply shop,
How long ago was this?
2013.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went in there and I said, I want to start tattooing. Like, what would you recommend? I didn't know nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Nothing.
And they just sold it to you? Like
Yeah.
no
No questions.
questions, no
It's different there.
friction.
Yeah. They just sold it. They recommended me this coil machine. They said it should be good for a starter. I still have it.
Get out of here. That's
Yeah.
cool. What kind of machine is it?
I don't know.
Does it have a name, or is it just like a...
I don't know. I'll send you a picture later.
Yeah, we'd love to see it.
I have it at the shop.
I want to touch back on that because, you know, like that used to be a thing where it's just like a starter coil machine.
Yeah, started a coil
And
machine.
since now being, you know, very knowledgeable on coil machines, since I still use them
Yeah.
and still love them, now I'm like, God, I wish I would have just started with some of
good
the
one.
coil machines
Yeah.
that I use now.
Yeah, with a good
'Cause,
one,
you
with,
know,
like, wrestling with it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
instead of wrestling with a coil machine and just trying. So I could imagine the challenges of probably starting off.
I'll
with
bring
like
it in. You guys can try it.
I'd be interested to be like, oh, I got to check
Yeah.
that machine out.
At the expense of sounding like a dummy, though, like what, in your opinion, what is a starter coil machine? How does that even make sense?
No, it doesn't. I think
It
like
doesn't
back in
make
the
sense,
days, a
right?
starter coil machine was just something that was cheaply made and more affordable, but probably a machine that went off tune a lot
Easily.
You
Yeah,
had
so
to
a piece of
learn how
junk.
to, so a piece of junk.
Yeah, okay.
A piece of
All right.
junk.
Yeah.
It's not like it's going to be easier for someone to learn how to tattoo.
No, it's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
more
exactly.
difficult. You have no consistency.
Exactly.
Yeah.
in anything you do. It's
Yeah.
super hard.
All right.
It did the job for me.
But it did the job.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Exactly.
And did it come with like the needles you were gonna use with like
No.
ink, or
I had to
just the
buy
machine?
everything separate. The tattoo, the shop, the supply shop, I believe it's still there, and it was pretty solid. That's where I saw all the dynamic inks and all that stuff that we use now. They had all that stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So they said, you're gonna need this, you're gonna need that. They kind of like built me a little set.
wow.
Yeah. It
Look at that.
it was pretty expensive. I had to spend all of my money that my mom sent to me.
Yeah.
It was right before summer break. So I had to go back home for summer break.
Wow.
And she sent me money to bring them goods from Europe, you know, the stuff that we don't
man.
have back home.
Yeah.
And I went and bought all that stuff.
All the tattoo equipment.
I didn't tell my mom.
It was an investment for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told my mom, I was like, I promise you it will pay off. And next summer, hopefully I'll bring all the stuff. You won't even have to pay for that.
Yeah.
So thank God it worked out.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
Well, honestly, it probably did because there was so much pressure on yourself because of that.
Yeah.
That you were like, I have to make this
Yeah.
happen.
So this is an art school that you're at. Are there other kids in the school who are like, oh man, I'm going to try tattooing also? Like,
No.
it was just you?
They just wanted, yo, I heard you got a tattoo girl. Like, let me get a tattoo.
Yo, you got that tattoo gun?
How are you getting the tattoo?
Yeah.
Pretty
Yep.
cool.
And what was the first tattoo you ever did?
So the first tattoo, I tattooed a lemon, orange, squash, banana the first day.
But like small ones, like, or was it over
Yeah,
there
a bunch
like
of small random
but it's small
ones.
little
like
things.
no stencil, nothing.
Just
like,
going on.
Yeah.
What were
just
these,
trying-
like agricultural students? Like,
No, you're talking about your tattoo in the orange peel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You're actually tattooing
Like
the
on actual fruit.
on the
itself.
yeah. That's
oh, okay.
Oh, I thought-
my
they're
goodness.
thinking-
I was
They're thinking you tattooed the fruit on somebody.
Yeah, that's
I knew what she
exactly
was
what I thought.
okay. Sorry, guys. I'm the dummy. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, people got a bunch of fruit
Yeah.
tattooed.
I was
on
like,
that
wow,
first day.
that sounds fun.
Yeah, because I still had to figure out how to put a machine together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how to, like, the technicality of it.
For
I
sure.
was trying to, like, get
Familiar.
familiar with it. And I think I tattooed an actual person the next day on my dorm bed.
Damn.
Day two.
Oh,
Day two.
Yeah.
Like you, come on.
I don't know if I had a stencil on it.
You just kind of just went.
I think I did. It was, the Egyptian eye.
Yeah.
the Eye of Ra.
Eye of
With
Horrors.
the
or Eye of
eyes.
Eye of
Ra,
Horus,
yeah.
the Eye
It
of
was
Horus.
pretty detailed. I still have a picture. I'll send
You still got a picture
Yeah,
of it?
yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sick. That's cool. It's always dope to be able to see a picture of like the first tattoo you ever did.
Yep.
Hey, I'm Russ Abbott. I am the founder of Tattoo Smart. I've also been tattooing for over 25 years. I use digital design tools in my tattoo process every day. And in this case, this video is going to explain a new product that I just created called the washi set. Now, the washi set is 17 handmade papers from Japan that I photographed and then turned into paper texture backgrounds, which you can use in Procreate. It also includes 21 different brushes that were designed for using with these papers, or it could be used with any background that you choose. As always, if you're interested in purchasing this or any of our other products, you can get them at tattoosmart.com.
I feel like it's one of those things where most people won't take that leap of like investing their money. Like think about like a new apprentice, right? Like when they actually decide to spend their own money to get a machine, it's usually like way later.
I mean, I feel yes and no. I feel like young tattoo artists are pretty eager to start, and they'd spend their money on some equipment.
Yeah.
I think so.
I feel like people start off with like really cheap, like Amazon kits. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about the $17 kit that you could buy too. So
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
$17. But it's like if you're just gonna like practice on fruit, you're gonna be like, wow, this is way harder than I thought because this machine sucks. But you don't know that it sucks.
I'll tell you what,
True.
I did the same thing as you. I tattooed on a couple of pieces of like,
Yeah.
oranges and stuff like that. It feels a lot easier to tattoo because you see the lines go in and they're dark and
They're there.
You can't tell. Like you can't tell the difference between tattooing orange skin and like real skin when you've never tattooed real skin before.
Real skin is
So
tough.
when the lines go in on the orange skin, it's dark, it's bold.
You're like, I
And,
didn't
oh
even
shit, this is pretty
you
easy.
didn't have to stretch this
Yeah.
out or anything. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just there.
The squash was pretty good because it's kind of like tough,
Yeah.
but soft at the same time.
I've never done a squash.
Yeah.
I never tattooed a squash.
And it's like really
neither.
smooth. So when you wipe it off, you kind of see like where you like.
Yeah.
Dude, in the 18 years of tattooing, I have never tattooed fake
Fruit?
skin, any fruit or pig skin. It's always been on
Dang.
real
Wow.
people. Yeah.
Like
I tattooed some.
I don't know about lucky. I mean, I messed a
citrus
couple
fruit.
people up.
I definitely tattooed some citrus fruit and a pig once.
Yeah.
I've never done a pig.
I would have loved to have done like a nice slab of a pig
Of a
leg or
pig,
something.
yeah,
I would have been
pig would
like,
be fun.
oh, this is cool. But
Pig definitely felt the most like after trying stuff to real people, I was like, oh, pig was actually pretty good.
I bet.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of gross. No, it doesn't smell or anything.
I have a terrible sense of smell.
It probably,
It probably did. I didn't like, you know.
Yeah, it probably does a little bit.
That
but
sounds gross. But fake skin is a lot harder to tattoo than actual skin. So
Yeah.
It is.
yeah, I feel like if someone is apprenticing and tattooing really solid tattoos on fake skin, I feel like
they're gonna do pretty good.
Yeah.
People.
I'm pretty sure that a pound of flesh has improved their formula since I tried it back in the early days. But when they first came out, I tried, I did like one of the forearms and hands, and that was the most difficult thing I've ever had to do. It was like, it was a weird consistency. Like it was rough and tough, but also like very floppy.
Yeah.
It was really weird. And the skin, like you're definitely puncturing, but nothing is happening.
Yes. And I feel like when I first tried one of those, like I was still using coils, and it was like putting so much stress on the springs
Yeah.
of the
Oh, sure.
machine
Yeah.
that I was like, I'm pretty sure I broke at least one spring on one machine from all the
Too much
stress.
resistance.
Yeah, too much resistance. Like I feel like if you're gonna use like the pound of flesh, like a nice direct drive is a lot better for those things.
I had to crack my machine all the way up to like for shading. I was going like 9.5 on FK Iron's machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was.
And those are
working
already strong, too.
overtime. Yes, he heated up. I was like, oh shit.
Steadfast Tattoo Supply, owned and operated by professional working tattoo artist Frankie Porcelli, demanding top-performing materials, from the highest quality pigments and medical supplies, to tailor-made needles and cartridges with true line weights. Steadfast also specializes in custom machines built from scratch in-house and offers professional or group machine building seminars. Steadfast does everything to keep you and your clients covered. Steadfast, supplies that work as hard as you do.
So how did we go from tattooing at, a college dorm room to being a phenomenal tattoo artist? What happened after that?
So after that, I went back home to Russia for my summer break, and I found a tattoo shop. I went in there. I was like, I'm just starting out tattooing. Can I like hang out? And the guy was like, if you pay 8,000 rubles, I think it was, you can like shadow.
You can watch.
Yeah.
And how much is 8,000 rubles in?
Back then, I don't know. It's not much for America.
US? Yeah.
But it was kind of a lot of money for me.
Yeah.
Back then. So I paid that, and I just kind of shadowed around this artist. His name is Vasily Everestov. And he also has art education, and I loved his work. So I got to like hang out and shadow. And then eventually they started giving me appointments, and they're like, have you done any tattoos? I was like, yeah. And I showed them my tattoos that I've done on my dorm room. So they let me get like little appointments, and I will bring my friends in or whatnot. And after that, I went back to Czech Republic, and I found this shop. This guy, Ilya, he was starting off his shop in Prague. I started working there on weekends. It was like downstairs of his mother's beauty salon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Let me interrupt you for a second. So, according to ChatGPT, as of March 20th, 2025, the exchange rate is approximately 1 Russian ruble to $0.01178. Therefore, 8,000 rubles is equivalent to $94.20.
It's like $100.
Back then, $1 was like 36 rubles or something.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it went up
Wow.
triple that.
Triple that.
Yeah.
That's bonkers.
Yeah.
What were tattoos being, if like, that's what my next question, like, what were tattoos like charged? Like, how much did they cost at the time in Russia?
I don't know. Like 3,000 rubles a session, something like that. I think.
Okay. So like maybe $75.
Yeah.
So maybe $75, $80 for a session. So
Yes.
not for a tattoo. So like, would it be for like a big tattoo, or could it be just for like,
I think they did pretty much like 4 or 5 hours at a time. So back then it wasn't like crazy realistic stuff. It was
yeah.
Old school was very popular. People were doing Japanese stuff. And
Cool.
I don't know, I was charging much. I was pretty much just practicing on people.
You were still focused on just like,
Yeah.
I want to keep getting,
Yeah.
doing more and getting better, which is,
Yes.
I think, where your mind should be early on in your
Yeah.
career. Cool.
Cool.
Now you work at Inked, right? How's it been working there?
It's been good.
Yeah?
3 years now.
Sweet.
So far, so good.
You tattoo a lot of sports stars.
Now I can say.
Now you do. Yeah. How did you get in? How did that start? Because I feel like it's, you get one and then it gets you
Yes.
get recommended.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one of the co-owners, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not, but
Speak freely here.
yeah. So one of the co-owners of Inked NYC was Jonathan Persley. He's a NFL agent.
Cool.
So his tattoo, like he's covered.
He's covered in tattoos.
Yes, he's also a tattoo collector. And he started sending me his clients, his athletes. And then I guess word of mouth, he would recommend me, and then they would be like, hey, I saw so-and-so's work.
Yeah.
Can I get in? So that's how it started. And yeah.
Dope. How do you find that I spoke to a friend of mine that tattoos a lot of like athletes, and he said that like he preferred to tattoo like baseball players and soccer players. He said those guys are the easiest ones to deal with. He's like football players and basketball players are the most difficult ones.
Why? Because they black?
They were. I don't think so. I think it doesn't matter because more because they were black, just because of the way that their like career is kind of like. I feel like if you think of like a baseball player spends a lot of time kind of like chilling.
Yeah.
So they're like more kind of laid back and a little bit slow.
Oh, I know why. Because they're shorter and smaller.
Maybe.
Because those football players,
Massive dudes.
I have to. Can you sit down so I can like stencil your arm? Type of tall people.
Yeah.
And their arm will be like yay long.
Somebody else's leg.
Yes,
Like this dude's
exactly.
arm.
Yeah.
Wild.
I'm wondering if he's saying that about basketball players. I'm just thinking about LeBron, how he's such a bitch. Like, every little thing he's on the floor crying.
Oh yeah, dude. I can't. I'm sorry, LeBron. I'm sorry. I can't stand it, bro. Like,
Are they all
worse
like
than
that?
soccer. Let's focus on him. He's like worse than a soccer player. You know when they just like
They just
like
jump.
you blow on them and they're like they do like
My vagina.
dude. I can't even.
I'm getting
watch
thrown.
sports. I can't even watch sports.
I mean, football. The football players are
I
the
can imagine
easiest, nicest people.
The nicest?
Yes, they're really nice. And I think because I don't watch American football because I didn't grow up watching, I still don't understand it.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like just another client.
It's just another client
Yeah.
to you.
You know what? No offense to basketball players, but I could already see them being the ones that are the number one people that are just like, can I numb this tattoo? Or can I just go under for this entire tattoo?
Go under. I want to go under.
Oh man.
Have you tattooed anybody that's gone under?
I don't want to do that. I don't want to
way.
be a part of that. I don't,
Same
nope.
here. Sorry.
I know.
I won't
same.
even numb that shit.
No.
I'll give you some Bactine.
Some
Yeah.
Bactine is like that's like
Bactine
normal.
is the little bit of mercy that I get.
Yeah.
That's it. But I'm not.
A little Bactine after you've already reached that like, oh, this sucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do
I
you
feel
mean
like
you
that's
want
fine.
me to earn this tattoo? I paid for it. Be like, no. I want you to pay for it in a different way.
Who's been your favorite athlete that you've tattooed?
All of them are really nice. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to pick and
No
choose
favorites.
favorite. They're really nice people.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like,
We brought you here to talk shit. So. No.
I feel like they're all super nice.
I'm joking.
I feel like athletes are different. I've tattooed a few athletes and they're always super, super nice
Yeah.
and super
Yeah.
down to earth.
Yeah.
Which is the total opposite. Like if you
Yeah.
tattoo somebody that's like a pop star or rapper, they're a little bit
Or like,
more like
or like SoundCloud rapper.
or a SoundCloud rapper. Yeah.
my
They tend to be a little bit more like
You know what it is? Because
in the air.
athletes have such a different mindset. Like they're just in self-improvement mode all the time, and it just makes them appreciate life.
Yeah.
And like they go through all this hardships of like training their body and going through all this crazy stuff. So like,
Yeah.
they know how to earn something. They know how to give respect to people who, earn their living too. I don't know if pop stars they don't really
I
have
feel
like
that.
That's
that
not-
kind of mentality.
No.
Yeah,
no.
because I feel like football players have to go through a lot of hoops to get where they are,
Yeah.
like getting into college, like keeping good level or improving themselves throughout the college to get into
Constantly
big
training.
NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's why it keeps them humble and
Yeah.
Yeah.
just being nice people.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
And I was like, it doesn't matter what athlete you are, your coach probably still yells at you.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Yeah.
yelling at you. If
Exactly.
you're like, if you're the pop star, ain't nobody yelling at you. You're
No,
yelling
exactly.
at everybody.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
You're literally the diva.
Yeah.
And the other way around is like more like you're being humbled constantly
Constantly.
by your competitors.
Yes.
And by your peers and coaches.
Well, also athletes. I mean, every one of them just about there. It's a team effort.
Yeah.
So they know how to play well with others.
Yeah.
True. Very true. Man, have you had to when you tattoo like sport or athletes, do you have to go to them or do they come to you?
They come to me.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah, all of them. I had people flying from different states. Some of them were like, I had Juju Brents from Illinois. He plays for Colts, Indiana. Yeah. And he flew in from there to get a tattoo last year. And he was like, this is my first time in New York. I just came here to get a tattoo. I was like,
What? it's like your first time.
yeah,
Wow.
see how nice they are. Yeah.
That's rad.
All right, so we literally do everything. We're gonna help you 3 to 5x your income simply by maximizing your output. At the Force of Focus, we have 4 different members in leadership who have all dedicated more than half their lives to this industry, both in and out of the tattoo career, to give you every resource you could ever imagine. Everything from personal development to branding and marketing, content, business innovation, business infrastructure, and financial literacy and investments that are truly going to work for you. Now, if this is something you're interested in, or if you just wanna know more about it, click the link below or shoot us a DM at the Force of Focus on Instagram and let's get a conversation rolling.
You have kids, right?
I have 2 kids.
I have 2 kids. What do they think about mom being a tattoo artist?
I feel like they're 7. Not I feel like they're 7. But they're 7 and 4, about to turn 5 in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like now they just starting to realize what I do.
What you actually
yeah.
do for a living.
Like before that, it was just like, mommy's going to work. Mommy loves to draw.
Yeah.
And now it's like they starting to realize what I actually do. And it's like they know what not to touch.
Yeah.
Like that. I have brushes and paints and all that stuff in the house. Now they know not to touch mama's stuff.
Knows art.
Yeah.
Plus, I feel like kids,
Yeah.
like when they're growing up, whatever their parents do, it's like there's never really going to be like a coolness factor to them. It's just mom's job.
Yeah.
It's just what dad does. Like they'll never attach
Yeah.
anything else to it or think it's like, oh, my mom is so cool. Or my dad is so cool. You know, he does
Yeah.
this for a living.
Do you show them the pictures of the tattoos that you do?
Yeah. My son,
He's into it?
he's a good
He's into it?
critic. Yeah. He's really good at art for his age. I feel like I teach him how to draw and procreate. He be like drawing and like boop, boop, double tapping.
double tapping, doing everything.
Yeah,
That's
he's
so
7
cool.
years old, and we just did a collaboration drawing the other day with him. It's so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. My
Man.
daughter not into art
Not
that
into
much,
art.
but I feel like she's not that old enough.
And I feel like
To-
it
to
comes
be
and goes,
drawing.
man. I
Yeah.
feel like for a period, like my son was super into drawing and making art, and then one day he was like, no interest whatsoever for a bit, and hopefully maybe it'll come back around.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's important to just like expose your kids to us, play an instrument,
Yeah.
do some art, because eventually they'll be like, oh, that was actually cool. I should
Yeah, there's
probably-
something that's going to
Yeah.
stick.
Yeah, one of those things is gonna stick.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm not pushing anything into my kids. They just do whatever interest they show in something. I try to support it. So he's showing interest at art and music right now. So we're supporting that.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
Very nice.
man. What let's move forward to Ink Master. Let's talk about it. First, what made you want to do it? And 2, how was your first day like there?
So when I was learning how to tattoo, I came across, like, I was learning from YouTube. I would watch YouTube videos all day long. We had internet, thank God. And then I came across Ink Master videos. And then my boyfriend was American. So when I went to visit him in Germany, in his barracks, he had American TV. So in Germany, in American military base, everything is American. So he had all the American streaming sites and everything. So we started watching Ink Master. And he's like, "Oh, you should do it. You should do it one day." I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think I'm good enough, or my English is good enough. And then he was like, "Well, we'll see." So it was like for years, like I kept.
It was just
watching.
there in the back.
It was just there in the back, and then when they reached out to me, I was like, "Why not?"
There's the opportunity.
Yeah. What is gonna do? Is it gonna, like, I don't know. What is it gonna do?
Yeah. Are you glad you did it?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Oh, I'm really glad I did it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I feel like it's a crazy experience, and I feel like it's, you form these relationships with people that
Yeah.
are there, which I think it's an amazing experience for anybody. What was your favorite tattoo you did on the show?
I only did 2.
Wait, which was your favorite one? Your first piece?
Yeah, because on the second one, I went home.
I know, but like I still like that tattoo. Like it's one of those things that like everybody was doing pretty cool tattoos, and I still like that tattoo. I think it was still good. It's just like a matter of being able to really pack. I don't know if you guys saw.
I ran out of
No,
time.
yeah.
I ran out of time.
Yeah,
That's
so-
what happened.
What was the challenge?
And I made the shirt.
Oh, you made a shirt of it. That's
What does
good.
it say?
True love.
Exactly.
love.
That's why I
It was lettering.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For the first time ever on
They had a
Ink Master,
lettering challenge.
They brought lettering challenge.
First time.
They've never done that before?
They
No.
never done a lettering challenge before.
Ah.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
That's why I can't stand these effing shit. Because the challenge is like,
So in your the body parts, like all the things that people wanted to pick, like you chose the butt.
Yeah.
Had you tattooed a butt before?
Yes, but it was like smaller, like
A smaller butt.
one cheek tattoos.
A one cheek tattoo.
Not like bang.
Yeah, man. I feel like tattooing a butt. It's always like because it's so meaty and like
Yeah.
it takes longer than what you think it's going to take.
Yeah.
Like it just takes longer.
it's a challenge.
And the girl, she was really tiny
yeah.
from the front.
She was tiny from the front, and she turned around, and you were like, "Whoa!"
Yes, and when they pick the skulls, they say, "Okay, where you want a tattoo? Let me see the skin."
yeah,
And they didn't ask her to do that.
to show her butt.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, okay, she probably is like tiny.
Yeah.
And then we went and she pulled up her skirt and I was like,
Dang.
Shawty was packing.
Shawty was packing some cake.
Yeah.
She had some undercover cake.
She had the keys to the bakery.
Yeah, dude. Oh
Yeah.
man. Man, that
So
Okay.
you had to do some like one piece of lettering across both cheeks.
So
That was
okay,
the design
this
right there.
Butt crack would be right here.
Okay.
What?
So this would go on butt.
And how long was the challenge? Like how long did you get?
I think it was 6 hours. The challenge was creativity, and she asked for black metal lettering that says "Cruel Love" on her butt cheeks.
which I think it's the lettering's sick.
It
I
is
feel like
sick.
it's on point.
It looks sick.
Yeah, I drew it on a paper,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's why I lost 1 hour on that.
Drawing it on paper.
Yeah, stenciling it, like trying to make it better. And
So it wasn't even 6 hours tattoo time? Like
Yeah.
total 6 hours?
it was 5 hours because they don't stop the clock for you when you're late. They say start, that's when
You
you're
go.
supposed-
Yeah. If you're not ready by like start, that's your time. That's on
Yeah.
you.
Wow.
Which is kind of, it eats up some of your time. So
Yeah.
it depends. And sometimes like that can work to your advantage. You're like, I need a little bit more design time, but it's
Yeah.
going to be a quicker tattoo and that'll be
Yeah.
fine. But if you need all that time, and I feel like everybody's mistake, including my own, is when you plan, they're like, you have 6 hours. And
Yeah.
you think, you're like, all right, I have 6 hours. When you really You have like 4.
Ink Masters powers is not the same because
No.
the pressure in the room is crazy.
Yeah.
And you know how in a regular day at the shop, you have music, you're just hanging out, you're relaxed. There, it's very different because there's no music, cameras walking around,
Mm-hmm.
you're by yourself, you can't see the clock, you're just like tattoo machines buzzing. That's it.
Oh man,
Yeah,
silence is the worst.
I believe it was you that told me that. It's probably one of the reasons why I'll never do the show, is because it's one of the things that you told me about the show. He's like, that I don't know, one of the producers or the people that work there basically told everybody, is like, you guys aren't here to do your best tattoos.
Yeah,
You guys are here to just
try to do your best.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do your
You're not
best
gonna do
work.
your
Yeah.
Just
best
do
work.
your best here.
Yeah.
you know.
And
I feel like that's the truth. It's
that
like-
goes against every fiber of my being. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, because
It is what it is.
it's just because you're under such, they have to make it an even playing field. So it's like, man, there's just 6 hours, and everybody's idea is different. Everybody's like thinks a
Yeah.
little bit different. That's what makes it super challenging.
there's going to be one person that's going to be at the most disadvantage
That's part of the game.
than someone, at all
That's
times.
always part
Yeah.
of the game. Oh man.
Wow.
This season's over already? Like, was there a finale already?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It was in December.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're already casting for a new season.
They are. They
Yeah.
are. I saw something. I saw that they were already looking for like new people to get tattooed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, they're getting ready already, amping up for a new season.
How long is this going to go on for?
Till the
For as long as the
till the network stops giving them
Yeah.
money to make another show, dude.
How long did American Idol go on for? Or is it still even going?
It's still going.
still going.
They restarted it.
If
They
people-
stopped for a couple of years,
if
and
people
then
keep
restarted
watching,
it.
they're gonna keep making them.
Yeah.
All right.
I always think I was like, how are they going to keep making it harder? That's more interesting. Like, how are they going to keep making the show harder and more like shocking? Because I feel like that's part of the thing. Every year it has to get a little bit harder, a little bit more shocking.
There's one more thing.
One more thing.
I think you're
Look.
on the right track with shocking. Like, how are you going to keep it more interesting and different from the last year to
Yes.
keep people wanting to watch it again?
Yeah.
I'll tell you how. And Ink Master producers and writers, this one's for free. They're gonna be like, on today's challenge, our Ink Masters are gonna have to tattoo dead people. where they all like pull out the drawers at a morgue, and you guys got 5 hours to you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
think they
watch.
did that
No
with
way.
pigs.
Oh, with pigs.
Yes, I
Oh,
think
no.
it was first or second.
Actual dead.
It's gonna be human.
Human dead people.
Email me if you guys want to make a donation, Ink Master.
Oh, man.
That one was free.
That would be such a like when you'd have dead people on TV. I don't think that's allowed.
Oh, they'll do it.
They can't.
Are you kidding me?
You can't have
Look at
dead
the world,
people on
look at the
TV,
world
bro.
we
Or-
live in. We're so numb to everything now.
Tattoo on fake skin. Because it's harder.
It is harder. That is challenging.
You guys will form a human centipede of tattooing.
Right.
You have to tattoo while getting your back tattooed by another.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna have to get ridiculous.
I mean, like that would
to
be
keep
ridiculous
to get people
and
like,
really good.
Yeah. To get people really stuck on it. Oh.
You know what I would like to see? Them bringing like the winners of each season and make them compete.
I thought they did that. Didn't they do
Did
that?
they? I don't know.
I thought they did like they did the
No, I don't think they have done all the winners
for
from all the previous.
15 in season was it 15 or 14? I was in 15. 14. They did like the Ink Masters versus new people, and they brought back like a group of people that had already
No,
won
that
Ink
didn't
Master.
make sense. I
It
don't
didn't
think
make
was
sense.
fair.
I don't know why they did that. That was like a
They
weird
brought-
setup.
Ooh.
Half.
But you're saying like all the winners.
All the winners.
winners.
Yeah.
They
That's cool.
start like from first episode.
That should be like season 20
Yeah.
or 21.
Oh,
like get
man.
20 of the top, 20
Yeah.
winners. from
20
each
Ink
master.
Masters.
Yeah.
Only one remains.
You know what? You know
TM,
what would be
TM.
another funny one? It'd be like, all of the season's best criers come back to face off against each other.
Top ink masters getting the worst canvases in the history. Yeah, you got to work with like the most difficult clients. Like,
You know, I'll be number one going back for best criers.
I know it gets emotional on that show. I've seen.
dude, it's rough,
It's
man.
insane.
I definitely cried.
I know.
Dude, it's insane. Going there, I was like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry on TV. It's embarrassing. Like, even before the season aired, they
like
showed
talking to
me
yourself.
ugly crying on the promotion video. I was
I'm doomed.
Man, I kind of want to like put on like a video of
people crying.
no, and just use the crying filter on my face, so then everybody's crying. though.
Selfie filter. Oh,
Because you can put it on TV, dude, and just put everybody crying. Like, I'm crying as I'm tattooing. My client's crying getting tattooed.
you're having like a happy conversation, but everyone's like,
yeah, we're like, oh. And then the whole section with like the judges judging, and they're also crying. And like, it would be so good.
You do not.
Yeah.
the judges. Oh my goodness.
You got Joel going,
They're like,
dude, do
guys-
not have what it takes to be an ink master.
dude, did you see such and such girl's tattoo? She made the judges all cry. Horrible. No, I'm just.
They all cried.
They all cried. That's how. That was crazy.
That would be so good.
Yeah. That'd be
Oh
funny.
man, that would be so fucking hilarious. Don't steal that ink master. Let us do it, please.
Yeah.
Or I would love to do like do you remember what was the name of the show where the guys were like Japanese, but they were dubbed with like
MXC.
MXC.
Oh,
you ever watch the show?
It's
I'm
hilarious.
not from the States.
I know, but it's
a Japanese show.
It's
It's probably
actually
everywhere.
a Japanese show, but it was just dubbed here. So basically, these Japanese people have to go through this obstacle course, and then it gets dubbed, and like the guys are like this American, like
Speaking in English.
yeah, and they do that. But I feel like there should be something like that where you have like Ink Master, but then you have like these other guys that are like calling what's happening, but in a very like satirical, like super funny way. I feel like that would be a great Ink Master episode. It would be hilarious.
The show is hilarious because that Japanese show, like, they go through these like huge obstacle courses and they're dressed in like funny costumes and they're just getting pummeled.
Yeah,
and, like, thrown and-
Clips of that. Yeah.
yeah.
The original show is not called MXC though.
It's not.
No.
Something else.
Like that's what the U.S. version
of it
is called. But
Yeah,
it's called over there.
So good though, man.
Welcome to my life. I grew up in Russia where they dub everything to Russian.
Yeah.
Oh.
So imagine American movies speaking Russian, and the title would be completely different from what it is.
Oh yeah.
States.
I have experience with that because
Yeah.
in DR, I watched when I grew up in Dominican Republic. Everything was in like Spain Spanish.
Yeah.
Everything was in Spain Spanish.
Pero dímelo, tío.
Yeah.
¿Cómo puede suceder eso?
Yeah. It's so
Takeshi's Castle. That's
Takeshi's Castle.
That's what it was called in Japan.
Oh dang, that's good.
Okay.
You gotta watch Takeshi's Castle. It's so good.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
It's like the show Wipeout that is here. No, I mean it's like the Japanese version of Wipeout.
that was the wipe.
Yeah, I know Wipeout. Yeah.
Man, what do you see in your career for the next couple of years? Do you love being like steady at home and your home base? Because I mean, you have kids and husband and everything. I feel like it's for me. Like I hate moving or traveling too much because I feel like I'm missing out on the family stuff.
I don't know. I started guest spotting frequently like 2 years ago, I think, and I'm still doing it.
Okay.
And now I'm kind of riding the Ink Master wave. Kind of tired. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Would be nice to just
Chill a little bit more.
chill. Yeah. For this year, I have the first half of the year guest spotting conventions. The second half, I'll probably have like 2 conventions, and that's it. I feel like after Ink Master, I feel like I'm just learning. I'm just starting now, you know?
Really?
Yeah.
Why so?
I don't know. Before that, it seems like I didn't know what I was doing. Now, being on Ink Master, seeing what other people do up close like that, living in the same place, drawing from the morning till night, and for example, James and Anthony Tex, they draw their asses out. Like, I've never seen nobody do that. And it was so inspiring, and I feel like, and I've learned so much from them in, like, what was it, 3-4 weeks that I was there?
Yeah.
More than I learned in the past, like, 10 years, I would say.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so now I'm like, I'm just starting to learn things, and I'm challenging myself to try more styles now.
Yeah.
Even though I did walk-ins, now I'm trying to try more styles where I actually like want to do it, you know? And
Yeah,
not-
I get it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
I feel like it's great to push, like, just like in the beginning of tattooing, like doing tattoos in a different styles will help you learn.
Yeah.
And I feel like even later in tattooing, doing tattoos in different styles will help you keep growing at a faster pace, because you're just keep putting yourself in spots that make you slightly more uncomfortable.
Yes.
And you have to like really dial it in. When if you do something that is your routine, like something you
Yeah.
do all the time, it's like automatic.
Like as they say, nothing grows in comfort zone.
Yeah.
You got to get out of it to be able to keep growing, and
Yeah.
learning new things. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's truth.
Fuck yeah.
Will definitely help you keep yourself interested in it also. If you're
Yeah.
on repeat every day doing the same style of tattooing all the time,
Yeah.
and then it's
Yeah.
easy to get bored of it.
You don't get the same satisfaction from, that you do than when you're constantly like overcoming challenges.
Yeah. Before I went on Ink Master, I was like, oh, I only do black and gray tattoos, like large scale only. I would do like smaller stuff occasionally, but it would be like, oh, I'll do only black and gray. But now I'm like, fuck yeah, give me whatever.
Give me
Like,
whatever.
hell yeah,
You know?
I'll do the crazy lettering. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, yeah.
Especially in this economy, dude.
Yeah. like, yeah.
Yeah.
This one, like, give me, if you
It's
want to get
valid.
tattooed by me, you can get
Yep.
tattooed by me.
I'll go back in the history books. I'll be like, you want the praying pans and the rosary? I'm like, I'm gonna give you the sickest pair of hands and rosary. You know?
Yeah, you can always, even though you made like a classic rose or classic hands, you can always go back to that, revisit it, and make it better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Man, you know where did you ever have to do like praying hands, but like the person wanted to be like, I wanted to look like old hands, real wrinkly.
No.
Oh,
No.
dude.
I always just like, I want them to look like, veiny.
On veiny hands.
I'd be like,
bro.
all right. But the old wrinkly, no, I've never
like
gotten that
an
one before.
old person hands, you know?
I'd be like, just get your grandma to put her hands together. real quick.
Right.
Send me a photo.
Oh shit.
Damn.
I wonder how well AI could do that.
Oh,
It's probably gonna give you 6 fingers.
I don't know.
yeah.
It's got
That's such an iconic image, though. Like that's such a
Right?
like. There's so many reference materials.
It
for
can
that.
find it, yeah. It'll,
I think it'll do a good job with that
Up
one.
close
think
hands,
so.
fine.
Yeah.
I'll give it that.
I think it'll do good with that one.
And it's gotten much better at doing hands. AI has.
Yeah, I've noticed
Yeah.
that too. Yeah.
It's no longer. You know what messes up AI really easily? Horses.
Really?
Yeah, horses, dude.
Them bitches be bull.
Yeah, it'll put muscles that don't exist, and then because when AI is trying to create something, it's looking to like a huge database of like images. Like if it's like a running horse, right? It's gonna give you legs that aren't there, or like just something that doesn't look.
Oh my
Whoa!
Wow.
bless you.
Now we know how Matt sneezes like.
Guys, that was a Mad sneeze. Just in
Yeah.
case anybody-
Keep it on.
That was
Oh,
really good.
it's not going anywhere.
Snuck up on me.
That was powerful, bro. That was very like fucking like what's
If you guys were wondering where Matt Truiano's power and talent comes from, you just got to taste.
sneezing, dude. I was like, you remember Goofy in the Alpine slope?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Oh man, classic.
Awesome.
Shit.
Yep.
And what kind of tattoo machine are you using nowadays?
I'm using FK Iron's flux machine
Okay.
for the past, I want to say like 3 years.
3 years.
I try to switch after their racist incident.
Oh, I remember that thing. And you were like, oh, this is still good.
It's just too good.
Yeah, you're like,
good.
it's like
I really
these
try-
Teslas still drive real nice. I still really like my Tesla though.
Like, you know what?
I bought it before Elon Musk went
Yeah,
crazy.
I've been using the Flux before the comments were dropped.
Yeah,
So.
dude. You're like, it's still good.
Yeah, I tried to use some other stuff. It just didn't work for me. So
You're like, I'm going back, guys.
I could just imagine the people listening now. They're like, "What? I used to be such a fan of hers."
Sorry,
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys.
Like, sorry, it's really good.
Yeah.
it's really good. I'm not even sponsored or anything.
it's-
I just
like,
buy my
I
own
just
shit.
like-
Yeah, you just like, I like the way it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm used to it.
Now, there's no shame in talking about the things that you like using.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, not at
if
all.
it's good, it's good, man.
Yeah. I'm like, a million people can cancel something and I'll still use it.
If it's good,
If
why
it works
not?
for you, yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, man.
Yeah.
I think the Flux is one of the machines that I dislike the most.
Why?
Yeah. It feels very weak to me.
No punchy.
No punchy.
Oh, wow.
You didn't try to change the gives?
I don't know. I borrowed one of the girls that used to
That's
work here.
I can show you how to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
There's like different settings, like different
Yeah.
change settings.
Yeah, you can have. It has 3 different settings.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so you got to change in between. Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the hunt for a new machine, so I was borrowing machines from everybody else, and the Flux was, however she had it set up, it was my least.
What
favorite
kind of tattoos does she do?
like traditional neo-trad stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But like
Heather.
blendy though, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
color blendy.
I can borrow
Yeah.
you my beginner tattoo coil machine.
And I remember my first tattoo machine was a Jaws. It was called Jaws, and it was
Jaws.
made.
Why does that sound
it was
familiar?
Made by Unimax.
Oh, that's
Unimax
why.
made it.
Yeah.
It's called the Jaws,
Wow.
and it
What
was,
did that sell for?
It had to be like
$70
bucks?
yeah, maybe $70. Super cheap.
Yeah.
That thing it was definitely like
It's clacky, right?
clacky.
Yeah.
A lot of like, you're like, why does this sound like there's like loose things in it? Everything looks like, it sounds like there's loose stuff.
The
in it.
contact screw just like
He's
comes
like,
up like off of the spring. And you're like,
Yeah.
I gotta tighten it again. Shit.
And it was one of those like, after I got it, they're like, I'm like, oh man, this is not working right. And then like my mentor at the time was like, oh, it's because you got to change this and you got to change that. I'm like, why would you have to change everything on a machine to get it to work? I was like, this makes no sense. But after I did change some things, like the spring got a little stiffer, like a better spring, and then it was fine. It did the job.
Oh my goodness, those were the good old days.
I do believe though that like it's not so much the machine, it's the user.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to try those $17 Amazon kits.
Just go for it.
Oh yeah,
right?
we all did. As
Should
soon
we
as
do
Matt
a
ordered.
challenge? You guys tried it?
Yeah.
How was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, and we're like, we'll definitely do a tattoo on this.
It felt to me exactly like how I remembered the Flux feeling.
It felt really.
Oh my!
It just felt really. It felt like I tried it too. It felt like really soft. Like even like if you turned it up, like as soon as I kind of like went into, I could feel it bogging down like a lot.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, there's no power behind this. And
It's probably really good for like if
Fine
you do.
line.
fine line,
fine line,
soft shading.
Yeah. I thought the same thing. I was like, if I wasn't packing some color right now, if I was just doing,
Even
some
though
really
my
soft
shading is really soft, I need my machine to be
to pack a
punchy.
little harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Like
Yeah.
since I do a lot of like I can do like a very soft black and gray realism and also do some very hard whip shaded like
Yeah.
traditional. I need all my machines to be hard hitting.
Mm-hmm.
The rest is just me and how I finesse things.
Yeah.
So
Let's
I
do
need
some
power.
inside baseball right now. When you do your black and gray, do you pack a very light color, or do you kind of just like brush in a darker color
I'm usually see. This is one of the good things about
to get your lighter values? Is what I'm
to get my lighter values. I'll just like wisp it. A lot of like tip work. You know what I mean? I'm not really. Get your heads out of the gutter. I'm not really just ramming it in there.
You're not penetrating
No,
deep.
and I don't want it to bog down either. Like I don't want it to bog down. I'm literally like,
Oh.
you know, I want the machine to be hitting extremely hard, and I want the needles to do all the work, and then my hand, whether I want to just like sink it in there or just float the needles.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like, as long as I know that the power of my machine is going to be consistent, I know how to either push or pull back.
What about you?
I do it where imagine like your client is sleeping. Sometimes they do, and your machine. I need my machine to be strong, but to like do it really softly.
You're going
Imagine
right off
your-
the tip, kind
Yeah,
of.
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
your client is sleeping, and you're just like,
Just kind of like brush it
Yeah.
down, right?
Yep.
Do
Yep.
the pendulum kind of movement.
Yeah, like-
Yeah, I
Kinda
can
pendulum.
exactly. I can relate.
yeah.
Same thing. You.
Man, so I've changed over time.
So have I. That's
You
why I'm
know,
asking.
I used to do things and kind of just pack it.
Yeah.
Almost like if I'm doing color with
Yep.
like a wash. And then I switched to doing more of like a pendulum kind of movement. And then maybe for the past, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months, I've been doing more of like a cross hatching.
that's
Oh
right.
yeah. So I've seen that technique.
I've
that
been
you do.
dragging
It's
more,
real
like,
interesting.
straight cross hatching and dragging, and that has gotten me some of like the softest, smoothest like grays that I've ever.
And I've
done.
seen those heels come back, and they come back healed. really
Buttery
nice.
soft.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because like
I do that too sometimes.
so just like drag it and just give it
combination of
like
that. No, I do like you go this way one
Oh right.
direction,
And then you
then
go
you
the
go
other
the other
way.
way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
and then maybe like this way where you need it, where like for example there's a reflex here. And
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
Go back and do it and go like this and then like that.
Yeah.
Shh. Don't tell them too much.
I used to, like how you said, I used to treat my black and gray the same way I did my color. Like I would just pack it in.
this is the light one.
Just
Yeah.
pack it in.
Yeah.
And,
I used to do that as well.
A lot of trauma and patchy.
It was a little patchy.
Yeah.
It was a little patchy.
It
And I
was-
remember one of the guys who taught me how to tattoo, I remember him saying to me, and this is kind of why I went that route. He said, if you can't pack in black solid, how do you expect to pack in
A wash.
Wash.
solid?
Wow.
I was like, oh shit, that's right. So like it made me like really concentrate. Like, all right, I'm gonna pack this wash in really, really solid.
Yeah.
Dude, so you know what's crazy about you mentioning that about packing in the wash is I'll switch up the technique. I won't, like, since I like to do like Japanese traditional as well. Like when you're doing a soft background, when it's not solid black and you're trying to get those smooth milky grays, I'll pack in that wash as opposed to when I'm doing like a black and gray face and I want to get those like smooth gray tones into like light negative.
Yeah.
That I'll do the pendulum motion really soft, like if the person was like taking a nap or whatever, you know, like you said. But when I'm doing Japanese traditional, I'm packing
that
gray
shade.
wash. Yeah, I'm making that skin so red, like, but then it comes back and it heals like
Soft,
Yeah.
saturated.
yeah, and
Because
I
there is
just figured
no
I'd-
values because it's all consistent.
It's
yeah,
one
and you
solid.
want to be you
Yeah.
want to be that one solid
Yeah.
shade.
Yep.
And if anything, you're bringing that one solid light shade into some solid black, you know,
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
make that gradient.
Yeah.
But it's nuts. But it's nice to know all these techniques in your repertoire, so you know how to switch it up when.
Yeah, you have different techniques for different applications for different parts of
Yeah.
the body, different, whatever it is you got to do.
That comes with time.
Absolutely. And even like with the different methods, I feel like the pain threshold is different in all of them.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You know, like
Oh,
when
yeah.
somebody's just packing a gray wash into you, that shit hurts.
It
like
hurts a
crazy,
lot.
dude.
Yeah.
That hurts a lot.
Yeah.
You know what hurts the most? Sideways mag.
Oh, and people are just slicing
Yeah.
you.
Oh
That
yeah,
shit fucking
it does.
hurts.
It does.
Great for textures though, but like you're like,
It really is.
Yeah.
don't get a wolf. You're gonna just
I know.
get that
Oh
fur,
man,
dude.
shading animal fur and just like,
Just going.
Yeah.
Do any companies make flats anymore?
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I feel like a lot of them are getting rusted on shelves.
I
Like,
feel like you can get some from Kingpin. You can get some flats, and from
Quadrant.
Quadrant. I don't know. I don't know if they do. or
I don't know
not,
if they
'cause I don't
do.
know well.
I've seen one
I can
lately.
I can see them.
laying around.
I can see flats working really well. Like if you're trying to do like, let's say like, I don't know, like you're trying to do like hair of a samurai, right? And
You
you just
drag.
use that flat and you just drag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
More separation, I guess, between the needle groupings.
Yeah, I forget who makes it. It's like it's the guys from Smith Street, but they're needle on bar, not like a cartridge or anything. But they
Okay.
make like a fan mag, which is actually the best for doing stuff like what you're talking
Yeah.
about, where the mag is completely spread out. Like just really, really open. And the two outside needles are a little bit shorter and kind of just going like that. So you can actually just drag that thing like
Right.
and get a super like long hair if you want to do that or just to create texture.
You remember, what company came out with the double stack mags?
Yeah.
They were like Big Macs.
So that would be like 4 rows of needles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
It's just wild.
It's like square, round shader,
like-
Pretty
square
much,
shader.
Right?
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, you had to have a special tube for it too.
That's fucking wild. That shit sounds like it hurts.
It does sound like it hurts.
Yeah,
Sounds
unnecessary. I feel like.
hurts.
For real. There's some things that are definitely just unnecessary. But
Have
hey,
you seen Stippler mags?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Those are
tried
great.
one and those were sick.
Yeah.
You
I've
tried
never-
it? You've tried them already?
Yeah.
I've never
love
used
it.
it during a tattoo, but I got to use it on like a fake skin just to see what it was like. And I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
How many prongs?
I've used three.
Three.
So it's like 3 round liners. There's
Three
of them.
round-
Yeah.
Three
Yeah.
rounds, yeah. And they're pretty spread out. Like they were like this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
makes-
what kind
it
of
makes
what
sense.
tube do you fit that in, or is it in its own cartridge?
It's a cartridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I would say it looks almost like a 7 mag. Like think of a 7 mag like bar and everything, and then instead of like having like the needles set up like that, they're all like 2 3s and then another one right there.
Yeah.
It looks crazy.
I feel like for
I
the
get
right
it. So one's a
texture-
little bit higher.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like for the right texture of realistic looking like stipple shading, you don't need more than 3 because if it's more, then it's just a mag.
Just
Yeah,
mag.
it's defeating
Yeah.
the purpose,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. I saw one recently. It looked like it was like a 15 mag size, but it was just the 2 on the ends.
What?
Yeah.
What the?
Just 2 needles on the sides?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I don't know if they were maybe like they were 3-liner like groupings,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just the 2
Just
on
at the
ends.
end.
Oh,
Just a-
maybe to do like band tattoos. You know?
Hey, that's pretty cool. That's a good idea, actually.
You know,
How to do an armband?
yeah. Oh my.
Perfectly parallel. Just
Yeah.
whop.
where can I buy that?
You choose.
I don't know.
You choose like you want the 1 centimeter or you want
Yeah.
the inch band. I got the tool for you. Oh my goodness.
Pretty good idea.
That is
right?
a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Or you
Like
could just
what else
create,
is that going to be used for?
You, just, you remember those old school watches that you just slam on your finger?
Oh, yeah. That bracelet.
Like that, but you just put a bunch of needles on it, you just dip it and go whap.
Ouch. Ouch. Ouch is right. Oh,
That'd be so
man.
dumb, but it'd be funny.
I don't want that tattoo.
It sounds like something that would be in Jackass. Like, yeah, we're gonna
That
do
just made me think of like dipping darts in ink and just throwing at somebody.
Oh my god, you just gave ideas to that guy Rick started.
Exactly.
Man.
Have you seen that guy who was riding a bike and tattooing himself at the same time?
Yes.
What?
Like bombing downhill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that.
Crazy. They I think they did it in Washington Square, I think.
Oh, then this is a different guy that I saw. Maybe it was the
Or-
same guy, just in a different
I don't know.
location. I saw one guy. He was like bombing down like a desert hill,
And just tattooing
tattooing
himself?
himself.
Yes.
What?
Or maybe he was even tattooing a buddy, like they were tandem bike.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Some
Oh
crazy
my
shit like
goodness.
that.
Guys got
yeah.
too much time on their heads.
For real.
Yeah, I got too
Yeah.
much time on their heads.
And they grew up on Jackass and like, what's that other show?
CKY.
CKY? Yeah.
Speaking of Jackass, man, Bam Margera, he's like back at it. Not being an idiot, but like he looks good. He lost all
Oh,
his
he
weight.
does?
Yeah, he's skating
that's
again.
what's up, dude. Okay.
So
I like redemption stories.
Yeah.
I watched
That's
like
great, yeah.
there's a show called like The Curious Case of, and each episode is of like a different weird kind of thing. And the first one was about Bam,
Yeah.
and they talked about how like he was in a like a conservative ship or something like that. I guess for some time, like when he was going through drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then his family like put him on like conservative ship, like the Britney Spears type
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
Where like he couldn't even go to his own house, he couldn't get his money, he didn't have access to anything.
They
Ah.
tried to recover him using VR.
Yes.
And the whatever ship
Yes.
girl was the one who came up with that idea.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know the podcast? I don't know if I'm allowed to talk. It's not. It's a YouTube channel. Soft White Belly.
Soft white underbelly.
Yes.
Yes.
There was this crack addict who recovered using that method.
Yes.
And she got really well.
Nice.
So that's how they tried to recover him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he had that lady.
That conservatorship. Yeah. Yes.
I remember watching
in that in that episode of that show, like they go over that lady that did everything. You're like, this is so strange.
Right?
So strange. But it's good to hear that he's actually doing all right.
Yeah, I've been seeing a bunch of videos of him pop up on my Instagram feed. I saw him and Tony Hawk doing like a double vert tricks on the you know, skate ramp, and then I saw another one him at a skate park, and he was killing it.
That's sweet.
Lost a bunch of weight. Yeah,
That's awesome, man.
it's doing good.
I gotta take a bathroom break. Hold on. I had that like Austin Powers, and you're like, you're done, and then you're like, there, keep going, dude.
I remember that skit. And he's just like waiting for him to finish. And he's like, and he's not finishing. And he's still like,
He just keeps
by the
going.
statue, right? Remember when he's just like,
yeah, dude,
he's
so good.
imitating the statue.
Oh man, that movie's so funny. Still holds.
And we're back.
And we're back.
All
So
right.
I've been waiting for you to talk about the Instagram conversation that you've been having with this one guy.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, but it's so random in this episode. We should have done it in like, we should have made it like a thing, like, oh, people that are, trying to teach like gimmicks or falsehoods online and whatnot.
Oh, bring it up.
But
Yes.
shoot, I forgot.
Let's
I
hear
even
it.
wanted to call him out, but I guess I'm not going to be that mean. But there was this post where this like very well-known black and gray, not black and gray, like
Color realism.
color realism artist from Britain. He's like, it's just like one of those reels where people that have a huge following and they do good work. They're like trying to basically explain their methods or what works best for them. And there's nothing that gets me more triggered than just like false bullshit information, especially when like, so this guy tried to claim that he thinks he shades better or more effectively because he's going, first he stated it as like going with the grain of the skin. And, I immediately called him out with like the grain of the skin. And then he corrected himself. Actually, a lot of people left comments like they were like, grain of the skin? What kind of BS is this? The skin doesn't have any grain, because he obviously doesn't understand like the cellular composition of skin. It's not really a grain. It's just,
You just have texture.
yeah, it's texture. It's
Skin
all interconnected.
texture.
And then he continued to correct himself by saying that it was
Tension lines. right?
tension lines. And then he got mad because it kind of like poked at his ego a little bit. And I did leave a comment where I was like, dude, you're just trying to be a know-it-all right now, and you're telling people it's just BS information. And we went on a little back and forth, and then he just kept telling everybody that would like go against him, be like, oh, why don't you just Google tension lines? Well, buddy, if you're listening to this thing, I did Google tension lines, and tension lines only apply to when people are making surgical incisions on the skin. So basically, tension lines and these lines that are just drawn up are like lines that are imaginary lines. And I'm going to say imaginary because you can't see them.
Yeah.
And they're the lines basically of like how gravity is applied to your skin, like the direction, like you hang your arms down low, like you're standing in an upright position. The lines are going to be going like from top to bottom, almost in that kind of way. and it's very specific to only surgical incisions, because when you're doing a surgical incision, you would want to go along with the tension lines, because let's say if you're going to do an incision on any part of your body, you're going to want to make the incision in a way that is going to be of the least resistance when you want that wound to heal and close and maintain closed. But it doesn't apply whatsoever to tattooing, because when you're tattooing a broad area, the trauma is all over the skin and it's microdermal. So you're not splitting the skin open.
You're not cutting
by the micro punctures. And I mean, I can go on and on, but I didn't feel like getting him more butthurt on his own like post, because I was like, listen, bro, this guy's got like over 150K. There's a lot of people looking at his post, and he cares about the engagement. So one of the things he was saying, he was like, thanks for boosting my post again with your negativity and all this. And I was just like, I just left it alone. And I was like, God, this guy cares way too much about that. So, and this just leads me to the next thing that I want to explain. Like I've been tattooing for a really long time. So I've made a lot of successes and mistakes. My mistakes, I'll always see them, because when they come back healed a certain way, and I'm like, oof, I got to readjust my method there. The one thing I learned is that I can pack black down, up, left,
no matter what way
right,
it is,
diagonal, it doesn't matter, no matter how much which way you put it. And I'm sure most of you guys in here can agree. I feel like what matters the most along with your tattooing hand is how you stretch. Yeah. Stretching and the tension you put on with your other hand is very important with the application that you're doing with your tattooing hand, with your dominant hand. So, hey, listen, if you're listening to this, more power to you. If you can pack black really well doing what you're doing, it's great. But don't go and try to pitch it as like the more effective way. Or what works for you works for you. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
Interesting.
Short and sweet. Yeah, and I thought it was like, it irked me a little bit, because I was like, what a load of crap.
It is a load of crap.
And then a lot of people that don't know any better, they'll follow that. I don't know. It's just there's a lot of room for error.
Well, there's so much more people or artists looking for knowledge on the internet.
Yes,
and
exactly.
You have young people or young artists, not necessarily young people, but young artists looking for information.
Oh, for sure.
And then they get somebody that's telling them about tension lines and about fucking.
And then they go on talking like that, and then other people are gonna laugh at them, and they're gonna be like, "Dude,
talking
what
about
tension lines? Like, shut up."
I don't know. That makes no sense.
Yeah, I'll show you who it is after.
Okay.
And he does good work.
Yeah, he does good work.
I've never heard about that before.
I've never heard of that before in my life.
Okay.
But I'll still tattoo circles around you.
I think it's
the best part about it is that this guy came back at Gabe looking at his profile in hopes to find shitty work that he can be like, oh, it's always the guys with the shitty portfolio that talk shit, but he couldn't say anything bad about his portfolio. So what did he say?
He attacked my bio because he was like, oh, it's always the guys that put how long they've been tattooing on their bios.
Yeah, hater.
I was like, anyway.
Anyways, guys, we appreciate you hanging out with us for another episode of the podcast.
Thank you for coming on and
Thank you for inviting me.
With us.
Yeah,
it was fun.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
good.
It was good.
We didn't talk too much shit today at all.
Yeah.
No.
You're so nice.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like
We had a pretty decent conversation.
talk shit.
We love to talk shit.
Yeah, we do. We do.
I hate drama.
But it was a nice. I hate drama too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most of all, it's great to hear your story and how.
Yeah,
It's
thanks for sharing.
Yeah, if I want to talk shit, I just whatever. I don't even say anything because you don't even deserve my attention bringing it up.
Correct.
Why would I stress about it?
Damn right.
Yeah.
And more importantly, thanks for sharing the struggles in the beginning, because although the way you explained it, you were very casual about it, but I know it was hard. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Yeah. No, because doing that back and forth, what was kind of chill for you is extremely hard for someone else. They'll see you doing that back and forth, the small progress that you were making. And some people will just like be turned off. Like, you know, I feel like in tattooing, especially in this generation, there's so many people that they don't show that they want it
that bad.
Yeah.
If you told I'm telling you right now, if I told like somebody that really wanted to get like a great apprenticeship or whatever, and you're like, yeah, you have to commute 2 hours to get it.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
2 hours.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I can do that.
Yeah.
I feel like it has a lot to do with where I grew up, because I grew up in a tiny little village where we had to grow our own vegetables. We had to raise our own cattle.
I love when you post videos.
We
of it,
have
by the
to
way.
we have to go get like cut up ice, bring it back home, stack it up in your yard to be able to have drinking water during the winter.
Wow.
So I feel
Whoa. Yeah.
like it has a lot to do with my upbringing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like anything that's convenient for you now in comparison is like,
Yeah.
Like, oh, sweet. But
Yeah.
you learned from an early age to have to work for it,
Yeah.
for the things that you really need.
You know, like hard work is gonna bring
Respect.
you fruits of labor sooner or later.
absolutely.
Yeah.
To finish this off, this is just on topic. So
Yeah.
one of our Patreon supporters, Tower Rose, sent me this thing that I kind of want to share with you guys. It's a contract from a tattoo shop owner to an apprentice, and it's like pretty standard stuff. It says terms of the contract shall be 100% at teacher's discretion, will last 2 years minimum. Teacher can terminate contract at any time for any reason. Apprentice agrees to pay weekly amount of $100 from week of start date for period of 1 year.
That's cheap.
$100 a week, yeah. Start date is date this contract was signed. If apprentice terminates agreement or decides to leave shop or seek employment at any other tattoo shop without both parties' written consent, apprentice agrees to pay a termination fee in the amount of $5,000.
Jeez.
For a minimum of 2 weeks from the start date, apprentice will have access to trailing tattooers at the tattoo shop and watching tattoo procedures. Apprentice will also be able to ask reasonable questions to teacher and artist at the shop during or after the tattoo procedure. Teacher agrees that after 2 week period, he will begin teaching apprentice any and all aspects of tattooing that he deems necessary for her to become a professional tattoo artist. Tattooer does not guarantee level of skill or artistic talent. Apprentice agrees and understands shop does not supply clientele. The apprentice will work daily on social media and through any and all other avenues to bring in clients to tattoo. Apprentice also agrees to the following:
Holy shit.
to work as a tattooer at, maybe we'll block that out, for a minimum of 2 years, to supply all her own clients to perform tattoos on such time that the teacher agrees, to supply all her own supplies, to perform all menial tasks. All payments are 100% non-refundable under any circumstances, yada, yada, yada. Okay, and that was the contract.
Okay.
That's a contract.
Seems pretty standard, right?
It's very thorough. I'll say that.
It's very thorough.
It's
Thorough.
very thorough.
Very thorough contract.
And here's the review. If you're an aspiring tattoo artist, this place may be tempting to start your career. However, this is a scam. $100 a week? What?
What?
I would have read it in that same voice, dude.
I was gonna ask you the same question. Like, if you're an apprentice, where are you gonna get $100 a week from?
But you're
Mommy and daddy.
yeah, I mean, all right.
You know what's funny is that you said $100 a week, and I was thinking that was cheap because in my mind I heard $100 a month, because you're not only are you going to be paying that, but they also include in the contract you're going to be doing all the like menial tasks, which is still like doing a lot of work for the shop.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, they're really getting a lot of this
For real.
from this
'Cause
person.
They got to do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the social media, he's probably going to be like, you're going to do the social media for the shop and everybody. You know what I mean? Like, he's
Yeah.
going to do all the bitch work.
I mean, isn't that an apprentice though?
Yes. But
So let me finish.
I'm not saying it's unnecessary.
Right,
I was
right,
just
right.
saying it's
So
very thorough.
So $100 a week for rent with no experience, losing 50% of profit on top of that. I don't know where she got that from. Maybe I skipped something.
probably with any tattoos that they do that they charge
Just
for,
charge it 50%.
Yeah.
All right.
which is regular.
But that wasn't in the contract. This is not normal. You're paying him to work a full-time job. He just wants to exploit you for your money. Full stop. When you Google his name, it's full of glowing Yelp reviews. He is notorious for deleting negative comments. My hope is with this post, this will show up when you Google his name and shop. He only hires young people under 25 who don't have resources for a lawyer or know anything about the industry. On top of that, there are numerous allegations of sexual harassment, abuse, and emotional manipulation. He does not properly instruct his apprentices either. Many of the artists who work there are spectacular and loving, but some clients have come away with horrible scarring and blown out tattoos. So,
Can I say something to that?
yeah.
Let me see this thing.
It sounds like a lot.
Yeah, number one, I don't think anybody can delete Yelp reviews. Can
It's
you?
very hard to delete a Yelp review.
yeah,
It's
you-
nearly impossible.
It's nearly impossible to delete Yelp reviews. And then on top of that, he only hires young people under 25. I'll be honest with you. I'm 40. And if I ever take on an apprentice, it's probably going to be under 25.
Somebody that's young, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not because I want to exploit somebody young. It's easier to teach somebody young.
That doesn't have any
good foundation.
bad habits.
Doesn't have any baggages. Doesn't have anything that's really going to like distract you from tattooing, like real life, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
life's
that's
problems.
it. That's definitely.
Like, so that I know that I'm seeking all my information into this younger person and they're going to grow with it as
Yeah.
opposed to just like, I'm going to take some, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's,
I don't think a lot of it was necessarily unreasonable.
I don't think so.
and then you know what? And another thing I'm going to say that's going to piss people off because I think like sexual harassment or sexual abuse is atrocious and an abomination, but allegations of stuff don't mean shit to me.
Allegations mean nothing. Yeah.
They mean nothing. It's just as good as a rumor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
If nothing's been charged, then how could I charge a person already? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's just hearsay.
Yeah.
So, in the conversation I was having with Tara, we were talking about how the person who wrote the review was saying, watch out. But everything was written clearly in that contract. You know what you're
You
getting
could take it or
yourself
leave
into.
it.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know. It was funny to me for her to think that like she's getting scammed when it's literally written right down on
Right.
the paper.
But
what's
was she
happening.
getting scammed because she went in there, or she's just reading and she's appalled, or he is appalled at like, oh, this has got to be a scam. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I
Because
don't know
did
the
they
details.
say like I went through this and I got scammed?
I don't not in that. I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, it is a very,
it's a hard one to swallow on that one.
the contract is not fair on both sides, you could say.
Yeah.
It's not a fair contract in my eyes. Like, because like, for example, like,
Can I say that a lot of apprenticeships aren't fair?
right.
Like
right.
you're gonna.
But if
go
you're going to
through-
make a contract,
Yeah.
once it becomes a contract deal, like contracts should be fair on both sides.
yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah, I agree.
someone who's signing the contract has, the I don't know what the word I'm looking for, the ability or
Can we modify something?
You can
in
modify
the contract?
it, or you can say,
let's
I don't like this
negotiate. Yeah.
contract, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm
Let's make
down
some
with some of
revisions.
this. Yeah, let's make
Yeah.
some revisions.
Yeah.
Like
So, $100 a week, it's $400 a month, which I think, from what I remember hearing a lot of people say who pay rent, it's pretty on par with like places that are not in big cities.
Yeah.
$400 a month.
I agree.
yeah,
I agree.
So that on top of the 50%, that seemed a little weird to me.
Yes and no. Because they're still doing apprentice level tattoos that are, like I guess, I don't know why that person's taking 50% of what they make. It should be 100%
yeah.
at that point.
Let me ask.
I didn't have apprenticeship. I've never seen a contract before, so it's just interesting to
To hear
watch
all
you
that.
guys
Yeah.
elaborating on that.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask you, like, going, back in time again, if you really like during that time, obviously you really wanted to tattoo, and that was your entryway into tattooing, but you compare that into the Russian currency, you know what I mean? What was doable at that time? Would you have gone through something like that
I don't think I would have enough money to afford that.
if it was affordable, kind of like that? If it was
Is
like
that
that,
affordable?
No, but if it was like that, except it was more realistically affordable to you.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you pay $20 a day, 5 days a week, right? It's $100 a week,
Yeah.
you know?
To basically absorb as much knowledge as you can.
Right.
You're in the zone. You're in there.
I'd
it's
say
$100 a week.
to go to school and learn a job.
It's more expensive sometimes even.
It is more expensive to go
Yeah.
to school, and you're still not guaranteed to learn a goddamn thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's $100 a week for 1 year, which comes out to 48.
You know how much money?
Yeah.
It's a little under 5,000.
You know how much money I sunk into, like, I'm a tattoo artist now, but you know how much money I sunk into when I was first going to college?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think I remember any of the stuff there, of the thousands of dollars?
Oh, the books you bought and
No,
oh,
no, yeah,
nothing.
Oh, that's
Nothing.
horrible,
Yeah.
guys. Sometimes it's worth it. I mean,
If you really, I feel like that's a matter of like, if you really want to be a tattooer and you really want this, that sounds like a good deal, and you'll take that deal because
Exactly.
you're like, I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
I just want to get my foot in the door, and I want to be able to do this.
Yeah.
And you know, like one thing about it, it's like there's no. Did it say anything about like when, like how do you determine completion of that apprenticeship? There was nothing about that, right? No, there was nothing of like, oh, how do we deem that I graduated?
The apprentice program was 2 years long.
2 years long.
So I guess just at the end of 2 years, you're done.
That sounds like a lot.
yeah, it's a long time.
That's a long time.
Was that the only option?
That sounds like a
That's it,
good a good way for that guy to make money.
$10,000
2 years, yeah.
later, right? Because they've been there for.
Well, the apprenticeship was 2 years, but you're only paying for one.
For 1 year.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so that makes sense. So you're paying for 1 year, and then after that, you're an apprentice, but working at the shop and giving out 50%.
Yes. That
Dude,
actually
that's
sounds like a deal.
Like,
Now that-
that
That's
sounded
pretty
so clear and
sweet,
so
yeah.
fair, right? It's like,
Like,
in your first year, you pay $100 a month,
You know what?
or $100 a week,
$100 a
and then after that, you get to start making money working for 50%.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
Why not?
Can you take a student loan on that?
It's called borrow money from your parents.
You probably could. Go to the bank and be like,
What if my parents are broke?
I know, right? It's like, you're gonna have to go to a short-term loan.
Well, that's the argument that a lot of people are trying to make. Like, how do you expect me to do this? I don't have a job. I can't pay. I can't afford it. But
Go get another job.
yeah, you got to do
Yeah,
something.
you
Get
gotta
a second job.
I've known a lot of people that have doing that.
Start that feet only fans you've been trying to.
Watch
And
yourself.
that's how you're
yeah.
gonna pay for your
Yeah.
dads.
Go live eating breakfast. Breakfast eating fetishes.
Look, my guy, if there's an OnlyFans model just making money while she's sleeping, because she's just sleeping while she's being watched, you can do it, bro.
That's
Yeah.
fucking
You can
creepy.
do it.
It's super creepy. Yeah, it's so weird. I'm like,
Don't let a creep keep you away from your dreams.
That's a good T-shirt.
Don't let a creep keep you away
It's a
from
good bumper sticker.
I'll respect that way more.
straight up, bro.
Oh boy.
All right.
All right,
ready?
let's get up out of here,
all right,
guys.
I think with that, we're closing it.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah,
All
right.
Before we trail off.
You're done.
Before we shut off our another show.
Tara, thank you for sending us that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That gets me laughing about it.
Thanks.
Alena, thank you so much for coming, hanging out with us.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
for chilling with us.
And guys,
Cool.
thank you for watching the show. Make sure that you're liking the video. And if you have time, make sure that you check out our Patreon and go to honesttattooer.com. Thank you so much. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.